Welcome to my YouTube channel. Going live here with the X-Maxx. You'll see that there. Rightio. So, we get some people on here. I'm going to do an upgrade on the X-Maxx on the chassis section. I'm going to be installing some nice bash go on the back. That's the front one. Nice cutout design with the Max in it. So that's going to be the front. And we've got two side plates like this that will go over the battery, under the battery tray area. That is the center one. That'll cover the center drive shaft area, and that'll just go on with some 3M double-sided tape. Basically, when these go on, these sort of rest on there, so it'll help sort of keep them on. The side ones, I've actually had to get some longer screws. It only needs two. These sort of face on, it's cut out and perfectly fits over that plastic area. But the two outer screws line up with these holes that have been put in. You can see them, see the holes at either end. So they line up the two outer screws on the underbody there. But I've had to get slightly longer ones because these screws in the plastic, as most of you know who own a X-Maxx, they sit in a few mil. So I've had to get 20 mil long screws to put them in, and they're button head shape. I'll just give you a look at them. So I've had to get a few extra things with this. So I grabbed this double-sided tape. It's a little bit cheaper than the M3 brand. It's outdoor automotive tape, so it should hold that centerpiece on nicely. Had to get longer screws for the two ends, your front and rear, because the standard screw is only, find it in amongst these. Right, so there's your standard screw out of it. See how long that is. I've had to go and get 20 mil long screws. I've got the hex head in them, countersunk head. See that? So, a little idea, there's the difference between the two. Because the plate sits up over the top, because they're countersunk in, there's a little bit of, it's probably like maybe a couple of mil difference there between the plastic and the head of the screw. So it's going to come up a bit. So they're about 20 mil long as well. I'm going to put, I'll try it, with these rubber grommets in between just to take up, there's just a little bit of gap between the hole and the metal. So I'm going to put some rubber grommets in there. I got these from Autobarn. Quite nicely helped us out with these, and so that's the little rubber grommets. They usually slot into metal, drill through, but these sit nicely into the recess of the hole. So just to give it that little gap and protection, and they'll sit in like that. See that from there. They'll sit in there nicely in between the metal and that, and just help prevent water and dirt and whatever getting in there too. So they slot nicely over there. Perfect fit. I'll just drop in like so. So they'll slip in very nicely. Oh, a nice tight fit. Nice tight fit on them. So I cleaned everything too. Don't forget to clean the plastic and everything. You're going to put tape on. This is the stuff I've been using. It's recommended to me. It's good for plastic and everything else. So I cleaned everything down with that. So now I want to do this. Oh yeah, and by the way, I bought a nice set of drivers. All your hex wrenches there. All your nut wrenches there. It's a nice little set. Got your Phillips heads there, flat heads there. So it's a nice little set off Banggood. You want to check them out? They range from about $72 to about $80, some a little bit over, but good little set. So where are we? The main one I'm using here is that little brother. So there's your 2.5 mil that you'll use. Good little set there. That's casing on it, they came in. So this first one's I'm going to pull out. I've got this. Yeah, that one out already. Just going to take this one out. That's it. Those slightly longer ones, so hopefully those will do the trick. These are little button head ones, but hex end on them, so they'll screw in nicely. That plate on there. These should be, I don't know if they're slightly longer than the other ones. That's what I've got to get a smaller hex head. That's a bigger. There we go. So I've got to go down to the 2 mil hex head. Which is all right, yes, very nice. It's very nice. Yes, plenty of room. Yeah. That's lovely. Give it up. I'll grab another one. So you get a few in a container there. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 9 by the looks. It's a bit of an odd number, isn't it? 9. I think they'd give you 10. Oh well, that's the job. Let's fit in. Beautiful. Alright, so these hold the side plates down under your battery tray. door to keep a bit of that out. I hope it's lit up well enough in here. Right, now, middle one. So you got holes in the ends on the middle section, which go over the first couple of holes that hold your motor in. So you line that up, and we'll use the tape to put that on. Now, with this tape, I got the wider tape. That's why, as the bloke said, you can trim it and whatever. So I'm thinking going to the outer edge. I'm thinking actually probably use a bit of that spray to clean that a bit. Excuse me, wandering around here. I'll get a cuppa going in a sec. But because the tape has to go on there, it's probably a good idea to give it a bit of a spray with this cleaner, just to get off any grease or dirt or anything that might be on it. So it doesn't stuff around with the tape, causing it not to stick. I reckon once this is all in place, it'll be a lot hardier. It'll protect the plastic from rocks and stones, as I've noticed on the front here. It's just a couple little chips there on the plastic, but I thought it'll just help the body last a bit longer, And like, I don't think I'm doing any real big jumps or that with it. I don't really want to wreck it, you know what I mean? Like, I only got so much money to spend, and these vehicles are a lot dearer here in Australia than England or America. I think England's nearly on par with what we pay for, and I think they might be maybe a couple $100 cheaper than what it is here. But I believe I've heard and seen in America, I think you can get the X-Maxx in America for about $900 American, but here they're about $1,400 here in Australia. And with the postage on top here in Australia, I think I paid about around $14.60, I think it was. And the place I got it from here in Australia, because my local hobby shop didn't have this colour or couldn't get it in, so I ended up going to this place, Hobbies Direct. They're down in Victoria. A better card here to look at. There's a better card. You can see that one. And quite good people to deal with. Quick delivery here in Australia. And there's some scissors would probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? Knock up a couple. Light in here. And well, now I'm just making a coffee here. With us. Yeah, anyway, finished getting those side ones on it loose. So if these other screws, the hex head drops back to a 2 millimeter or 2.5. It's standard in these X-Maxx for the hinges. So you have the other plate on the other side. There. Couple of screws. One unit. So they line up nicely where they've got the holes. But the only drawback with this set, yeah, no screws come with it, or longer screws, so you've got to go and source these yourself. So these ones are the Tornado RC brand. Focus on that. No. See that? But the other ones, I actually had to go to our local bolt barn down the road here in Lismore. And yeah, I first went to Bunnings Warehouse, but they didn't have them. All they had was M5 with a Phillips head, and they were just a bit too long as well, or 25 millimeters. So they just didn't have what I needed. So spoke to the guys there at the order desk, special orders, and they suggested to me to go to Bolt Barn, where I should have went in the damn first place. Anyway, lo and behold, they had them. Good service. All right, beautiful. 2 side plates are on. Look at that at the end of it. So, yeah. 8 of those puppies. 8 of them. The other one's here on the desk. I better put that back in there so I don't lose it. So we've got 8 of them in there. No one else on yet? No one else looking? There might have been a few on around the world. We've got those. That's there, so we're going to keep that aside. Coffee would be good. Coffee, yeah. Coffee. I was thinking of grabbing some beers, but I've changed my mind. There we go. I don't know if anyone else is on around the place. I suppose I should probably text some people and let them know. Now I'm live streaming, eh? No one on it yet. Where are we? Alrighty. Yeah. Still didn't grab that. Scissors, necessary for what we're doing. So, need some bolts there. And also, keep that side. What do I do with the other one? It's not on. There it is. It's in my pocket. Yes, there it is. Hello. Alright, so I'll put them aside in there. Keep them safe. Alright, so now I'm going to sort out putting this middle section on. And I have to say, yeah, I'm impressed with this. It's an unbelievable, the size of it, incredible, incredible size. Alright, so we're going to have to work this out. We're going to go from the outside. Line it up best we can. Sticking that. We've got a right deal of room to work with them, so working over things. I guess those old mates so trim it up if need be. And keep that on as best as possible. I think we'll stop there just before the hole. A little better. But there, so I'll do it on the sides. I think that'll hold it a lot better. That flat base and a bit on that side. I don't think I'll really worry about down the middle. I suppose I could cut a strip and put it down the middle if I wanted to. I think on the sides there should be good. We'll see how that works. Good. Beautiful. I'm a bit of a perfectionist and try and show that up a little more. There we go. Beautiful. I love it when a plan comes together. And the sides look alright, and then I put another couple little bits up this end. A little bit fiddly. I wish I had better light in here, but so this stuff is an outdoor automotive tape, so it should last quite well, I hope, and deal with any situations out there, water and mud and dust and debris and so forth. So if you don't think this is going to be too heavy on the vehicle, Pat, shout out to Pat and Kev and of course everybody else on the RC lovers out there. So if you reckon that's alright, try just on the sides. So it should grip along that flat edge and just on the sides of the plastic bag. Probably could have got the thinner one too and put it up the guts, but you could probably, if you wanted to, do a strip right down the middle. I think if I did that, I would have to trim a bit off. So, yeah, why not? I'm sure it's all going to stick in. A little wide. I think I might do. Just get there for it. I'll take a smudging off. These biddies. It's my little bird there tweeting away. Company here. So wasted a little bit, but anyway. This should get down somewhere. Gosh, give it a lash. Yeah. Jim. Yes, beautiful. Just the right amount of Kind of. Yes, no. This way, and yeah. Right, so I was able to get a piece down the centre. So yeah. Right. Let's tuck there. Good. More air bubbles you can hear popping there probably. Yeah, that's an air bubble. Managed to get the air bubble in there. Well, just trying to shoot a couple of air bubbles. I've managed to get a couple. Right. Okay. Right, so it's making sure it's all adhered nicely. As I said, I used this stuff to clean the plastic and that before putting any of this on. The double-sided tapes on it, all ready to go. Have a cuppa. That's the gear. Lovely. Just trim up down bits here. Righty then. Give yourself a wee bit of a mess here. See where they trimmed it up and bent it too. But yeah, I got this set off eBay. Yeah, and it comes with it. Nice big stainless steel, all measured to fit. So that was the front, and that one's the rear. So this should protect the bottom of the vehicle for a long time, I hope. Right, so we'll hopefully peel this stuff off. We'll stick him on the bottom. The other side of this tape off would be great. Only a little bigger. You could have had some nice fingernails, but anyway. I have to cut mine off because of the place I work at, so I have to keep our nails very short, which you should anyway. Scratching people and Getting stuff under your nails and all that kind of jazz. Too much of it. Too much of it. Oh, yes, hello. Chat. Oh, alrighty. No, we've got no one on yet. I've been going for half an hour. Maybe fiddly. Oh, that's how well because stuff feels pretty sticky. Very sticky indeed. Mic is on, isn't it? Make sure of that. Yeah, mic's on. Just make sure I've got a bit of volume there so everyone can hear us. Right, let's tape off. So probably in a way, if you did get this tape, get the wide one like that for the outside, but then get the narrow one, unless you want to do what I did and just cut this, which is probably cheaper. Just for a roll of that was about $10. But if you bought the proper M3 brand, it's a bigger reel, but you're paying, well, for that wider one, you'd be paying over 20. Actually, what was it? The thin one was about $22, and I think that wider one, like that, in the M3 brand, was just shy of $30. I thought, I'm not going to spend that bloody much. Might have been a bit bigger reel, but still didn't think it was worth that much. I wouldn't recommend this stuff. So, right, so we're all ready to go. All the green's off, black tape there, ready to stick him on. So I've got to line him up, the holes there. It's all good. Line up on the chassis, beautiful. All right, good firm press. And that should be stuck nicely. Alrighty. Beautiful. All right. So that's on. Nationals ring. You can all see that now. Well, we've got the two side plates on and the middle plate. So that. Rubbish. This tape is very sticky, so hopefully that should last a long time. The only thing that I did mention, I bought this off eBay. I think it was about just shy of $53, but then postage on top of that, I think brought it, I think it was just over $60. And from this company, the postage was quite quick, actually. Yeah, I think it took nearly 2 weeks. Nearly 2 weeks to get here. A lot quicker than Banggood, actually. So, I'm still waiting on the batteries from them. Let's quickly look on here and I'll be able to tell you who I bought it from. Notifications, here we go. Yeah, it's delivered. Right. Just looking at the seller's name here, so that was it. So there are other different types of metal braces. There's one that's basically just front and back and the sides. This one I found to be the best because it's got the center as well. So you've got that center section guarded as well as the two sides. Yeah, there's other different types here. There's smaller ones and stuff, but this one I found to be the best one. Yeah, actually $54.99 it was. So, free postage, sorry. So, yeah, $55 was free postage, and it was here within 2 weeks. See if I can find. So I can find the seller's name. Yeah, so for Traxxas X-Maxx, RC car chassis armour, front and rear skid plate protector. So apparently the more you buy too, it drops down a bit. So if you bought 2 of them, they'll be $52.79 each. If you bought 3 of them, they'll be $51.14 each, and so on. It keeps dropping. 4 of them are $49.50. 5 of them is the same price, and it basically stays at that price for each one, no matter how many you buy after that. So if you buy 4 or more, it comes down about $49.50 each. But I just bought 1, so it's $55. Unbranded. See if I can find the seller's name. I'll have to look on that. We're going to leave feedback, which was good. Very good. Very good. Right. So we've got Semi FR. Yeah, so I believe it is from China. It's either China or Taiwan. But yeah, quite happy with that. Very good. So left him a nice feedback. Hopefully he's happy with that. Yeah. So we've got sides, middle in place. We're going to put the front on. Move it that way a bit. You see that? Yeah. So that goes over there. Oh, it's slightly off that, but that's all right. So now we've got to take out all these. We need to. So I'm going to put those rubber grommets in that I showed you earlier. Those little rubber grommets. I'm going to put in between the plastic and the metal chassis. Got the biggest screw, so hopefully this will all go together nicely. So I'm looking forward to getting this out. Now I've done the shell. I've double taped it inside with cloth tape. I just used cloth tape. Now I've got 4 of these suckers. So we're just going to stick them over the hole. As I said, these are just really to take up that gap and just prevent anything getting into these holes, because if you just put the screw in, I think you'll be left with a big gap around the screw, and there is a little bit of a gap between the metal and the plastic. So I reckon, yeah, driving around, you're going to end up getting dirt, water, mud, whatever, maybe even small stones into the plastic between the bolt and the plastic kind of thing. So I'm just putting these rubber grommets on just to try and hopefully prevent that and take up the gap in between. So that should go on there nicely. Yeah, that just gives a little bit of gap there as well. And that does go in between. Like I could probably, because I'm just thinking if I did take them off, if I didn't have them there, and I just put the screws in, there's going to be that gap between the plastic and the screws, I reckon. And that's just going to make room for stuff to get in there and probably eventually corrode the bolts and whatever. And so I've got a good deal with these. Local bolt on. Get them stuff the others, for pity's sake. Get out of the way. We'll get these in. Down. Nice. Nice. Alright, so then go too far with them. I think do opposite corners. Very good idea. Through. Let's make sure. No. I just need them out. I'll finish time once I get them all set. It's just making sure these grommets are lined up. So these grommets will squish down a bit, of course. I suppose if you wanted to, you could use thicker metal washer, and I reckon that would damage the plastic. I think the rubber's a better idea, just to help seal it. Stop water and debris getting in between the bolt and the plastic. And it looks nice. Beautiful. Oh, so that's the front one on. I'll do the back one. And it's not too bulky, so it gives another extra bumper at the front. Comes along nicely there. A little bit stuck. Well, I don't really plan on doing big jumps and everything with it like some people do. Like, it's all good for them. They got the money to do it, and replace parts and whatever. Happy for them. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if anyone else is watching. You see him saying, give us a poke, eh? Poke you back. Tiffany Dawn Dill, give you a poke. Yeah, give everyone a poke, eh? Nancy Carissa. Nancy Carissa. Ooh, Carol Lashonda. She gave us a bit of a poke. There you go, everyone got a poke. Pokey pokey. Okie dokie. Yeah, so we just had our voting here. So a quick squizzy on YouTube here and see if anyone's on. See if anyone wants to come and check me out. Kev and Pat's gone on a bit of a road trip, eh? To Cardiff. There's someone else at their skate park, the X-Maxx. Oh, it's Pat. Apparently a dog starts chasing his X-Maxx. Alrighty. Cool. Looks like I'm all alone here doing this. Oh yeah. I'm moving on to the next one. Right. So front one's on, feels good. Isn't tight. Beautiful. Right, move to the next one. That's me 2 mil. 2.5 mil. Probably gonna have to stand up for doing this. See if I can move that around a bit better. Sort of doing it on the table here. Coffee. Everybody needs a coffee. getting into this RC business and enjoying it. It's giving me something to do. Not working. A bit low on funds. Alright, so the back one. Little grommets. So little grommets. Putting there. So just gonna seal everything. The green in between. Just to stop dirt or whatever getting between the plastic and the screws, as I was saying. No idea. Everyone has to do it, but I thought it was a good idea. If anyone has bought this set or plans to get this set, I think that looks pretty stylish, and it's going to strengthen the base of the vehicle. Later on, I don't know if I have enough money to spare or whatever. I may change things in the future. But for now, everything's running well on the X-Maxx. I'm quite happy with it. No problems with the ESC or anything. So pretty stoked, really. Make sure it's lined up. Lined up. Oh, it's a tape stuck to me. In a minute. Oh. So as I said, 2.5 would be good. We'll go opposite corners to start with, but I'll charge up the batteries in the morning and probably take it out for a run. One of the guys down at the local hobby shop at J-Car here in Lismore, they work out of Autobarn. Quite helpful fellows. Rod and Nathan are the main guys to speak to there. Their own wealth of knowledge, both of them. I'm just going to nip these down until they're fairly tight. The grommets will squish up, obviously. And as I said, the main reason was just to try with using the rubber grommets there instead of metal washers, was to prevent any debris getting between the bolt and the plastic, because the metal does sit a little bit above the plastic because of those ridges that are on there. So, you're all good. Let's double check the coins. Oh, beautiful. All right, all on. There we go. Skid plates installed. How's that? Looks all right, people. Wheelie bar. All right, so there's the front end. That's your front end. Looking nice and shiny. All right, the Max cut into it. Stainless steel. Beautiful. And the back one. The back one's just a little bit smaller. The X cut into it. Looking nice. But there you go, people. Install of chassis protection. So stainless steel plate. All held in beautifully. 2 outer screws. The holes line up beautifully on those outer 2 holes underneath the battery tray. But remember, you've got to get slightly longer screws for that. And the same with your 4 or your 8 screws for the front and back. I had to get 20 mil long, and your M4. So that's all done, people. I hope you learned something there. Quite a few of you out there already know it. So we make sure we collect all our bolts out of it. I don't want to lose them, so put those back in there. I'll just put those back in this container so I don't lose them. And make sure I got them all. That should be 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. And over them, yep. All right. Put it there. So that's it, guys. I've got my chassis protection in place now. Trying to test it out. It's all looking good. I know some people were saying WD-40 spraying on the plastic and whatever, but I prefer to use. I don't know if you guys can get it over there. I prefer to use inox. Inox seems to work very well. It's more of a silicon base, so it helps protect your screw heads and everything like that from rusting. And I sprayed that throughout pretty much on the first day I got it. And it helps to use it too when you wash the car. If you do use water on it to get mud and stuff off, dry it down as much as you can and then use the inox on it all over it afterwards. It helps disperse the water and everything too, and just stops the water getting in there and rusting anything like the screw heads and all that kind of thing, any metal bits. But as you know, you're pretty safe with aluminium and stainless steel, doesn't rust. So it still doesn't hurt to spray it on it as well. Just helps keep it clean, helps to clean it easier too. Because afterwards you just run a rag over it. Basically, if you've just driven on a dirt road or something like that and you get the dust on it, just run a rag over it and it just comes straight off. And if you do need to do any cleaning off, this stuff's quite good. This Vision RC, quite good for metal and plastic. It doesn't corrode anything. Good to use on your body as well, clean up any dirt and grime. So I'm quite stoked with the X-Maxx. It's brilliant. Loving it. So if you're watching this at a later date, please leave any comments or further suggestions and let us know how you like that. If you think it's practical, I think it's a good idea. I think it's needed for some of the areas. If you hit rocks and stuff like that, it's going to mark your plastic and chip it and whatever. I think it just makes the vehicle a bit stronger yourself, and it will prevent a lot of those knocks and stuff on the bottom. If I do little jumps and whatever, I don't plan to do big air or anything with it. It's a bit of an outlay for the vehicle, and I don't exactly want to wreck it or break it. There are suggestions I've seen on other guys, their YouTube channels about the bearing setups in these. Apparently the bearings are a bit narrower. I haven't had any issues with the bearings as yet. As one guy said, they, don't go buying and until something breaks and then replace it. I'm not going to go out and lay out a heap of money on things that I don't need as yet. The ESC, I was told, was another thing that can go in them, but maybe they've improved them in this model. So, yeah, see how things go. I can't wait until I get the other batteries in. They've got a little bit more power than the ones I'm using currently. I've only got the 5000s at 40C that I'm using in at the moment. I've got some 6500s coming, lipographenes, a bit like the ones I use in the Armour. And then I've got some 7000s coming as well. I think they're the Fluorion, I think they were. Although those ones are bang good, actually. Not changing it. Where are we? Let's have a quick look here. Because these ones I got off Banggood are 7000s. They're the 4S orders, and they've got the 2 plugs on it. Sorry, they're the ZOP power, not the Fluorions. ZOP power. 14.8 volts, 7000 mAh, 40C, 4S. I got them for 64. Well, you may as well say 64.60 each, which is pretty good. Now, it's got the 2 plugs on it. It's got your T plug as well as your Traxxas plug. But what I'm thinking of doing with the T plug is cutting that off and putting my XT90 plugs on them, so then I can utilise those batteries in my Armour as well. So those batteries I'm going to use between the X-Maxx and the Armour Outcast, or Armour Notorious, both the same, different bodies. Yeah, so they're going to be a versatile battery, those ones. And I expect I'll definitely be able to get wheel stands with them, and even the other ones. I'm not quite getting wheel stands with the 5000s, not quite. I'm expecting to get the wheel stands with the X-Maxx with. Who's sneezing there? I think Baz is sneezing. Little bird. Yeah, so I reckon these 7000s, I'll definitely get wheel stands with them, and even with the 6500s, they're the lipo graphenes, giant power, and I'm impressed with those, with the armor, like the power out of them. Like I'm using them in the 1/8 armor there, and mate, you hit the trigger and the armor's just wheel standing, not a problem, just bang, 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 all the time. Yeah, you got to be careful on your trigger with the armor with those batteries, because the power that's provided is just unreal. So I'm expecting the same for the X-Maxx, and they've got the Traxxas plug on them too, so they're only for the X-Maxx. Yeah, but these other ones, I'm going to make them versatile. These Zot Power 7000s, so I can use them in both vehicles. Yeah, Banggood's been pretty good, really. Yeah, got some decent tools and stuff off them. Like, as I said, I got that set of tools off them, wrenches. And yeah, they're great. Got the hexes, got the screwdrivers, got the Phillips heads, got your nut drivers there. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 different sizes there. You got 4 different sizes in your hexes, going from your 1/5 through to your 3. Same with your nut drivers. You've got your 4, 5.5, 7, and 8 in your nut drivers, and then you've got all your Phillips heads and your screwdrivers. So, excuse me, a nice tidy little pouch, which is quite good. This it can be good. There we go. So, yeah, about $72 on Banggood. Good value, I think. You can grab yourself one of those. I'll be back in a minute. I'll show you this other thing. I don't know if you guys get this over there in America or England. It's better. It's a bit. Look at that bright light in the kitchen. All right, so that's inox. You can see that. It's good for everything. It's silicon based. So it's very similar to WD, but I think this is better than WD because it's silicon based, where WD is more of a what do you call it? Sort of a fuel sort of base. yeah, it's more of a chemical sort of base. It's not like it does well too, but inox is the way to go. It's a lot better. It's a little bit dearer than WD, but I think myself and a lot of tradies and that I've met over the years prefer this. Yeah, so it is a non-food grade. You can get a food grade one if you're using around food. Yeah, so displaces, protects, penetrates, lubricates, and yeah, it's got an anti-corrosion formula in it. Heavy industrial use, extreme climatic conditions prevail. So it contains, oh, actually, got it wrong. Contains no silicon. Acid or acid-forming ingredients, petroleum, so kerosene or petrochemical solvents. It doesn't have any of that in it. Oh, actually thought it was silicon based. That's what someone told me. Will not harm metal points, surfaces, plastics, paints, enamels, or finishes, fiberglass, formica, or neoprene seals. Does not dry out, gum up, become gooey or sticky, or wash off with water. Is non-conductive, non-static, non-corrosive, non-staining, non-toxic. So you can probably actually use this instead of this to even clean. So yeah. Yeah, lastly, protects all forms of corrosion for all electronic, electrical, transport, farming, aviation, machinery, equipment, commercial, office, printing, laundry, milling, machinery, plant and equipment, guns and sporting equipment, and all domestic situations. Yeah, so yeah. I thought it was silicon based, but no, I was wrong. Yeah, someone else told me years ago that it was silicon based, but yeah, it says on the can here it's not. Anyway, I reckon this stuff, inox, is a lot better than WD. This is the stuff to use. Like, WD's all right, but this is better. Right, so yeah, quite happy with that. All chassis up. Eh? What do you think of that, people? Let us know if you like it. I don't think it's added too much weight to it. Okay, all happy with that. If you're watching this at a later date in a replay, yeah, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and let us know how I can improve. And yeah, looking forward to reading your feedback. See you all and have a good weekend.